Hi there, Coach Tanya here. Welcome to Elevate Wellness. I have over 20 years in the fitness and wellness industry, and every day I help people online achieve their health and wellness goals through programs, products, and services. Today I'm standing, so hopefully this is going to be a short video, but fall is upon us. And so I wanted to share this quick little video showing you how I transition into fall. Now, I think this is important because in order for us to really be properly nourished, or in order for us to get the most from the foods we eat, I think it's important that we eat the foods that are in season, okay? And so that changes as the seasons change. And so I tend to shift more to the sweet potatoes and the soups. I still like my salads, but I kind of transition more into the soups, the chilies, the sweet potatoes, and I did start to kind of transition some of my meals, and I wanted to share them with you. So one of the things that I do, and I spoke about this in another video, is meal prep. I think that meal prep is important because before you get hungry, you want to have something already prepared. You already know what's in the food. You prepared the food. It's already available. So when you get hungry, it's already there. You don't have to shop for it. You don't have to, think about what you're going to eat. It's already there. I'm going to show you what I do. So I cook in bulk, and I like to cook in bulk for the most part because it saves me a lot of time. Now, I do this also in the fall, and so what that looks like is, one day I will maybe cut up my peppers and onions and carrots and things like that. This is when I'm good. Sometimes I'm doing it all in one day, but I'm cutting up things in one day. I feed my starter, so I make sourdough bread. I love that bread. It's really good for gut health, and I love making it. I love the taste. My family enjoys it as well, and I cannot see myself not making sourdough bread into the fall. So the sourdough bread, I have to feed the starter, and then that takes several hours for that yeast to rise. I need it to be warm, so I like to do it overnight as everyone's sleeping. There's no fan disturbing the rising, so it's nice and warm in the house. So I'll start my starter, and then early in the morning when I wake up, I'll go ahead and prepare the dough, or I'll prepare the dough before I go to bed. So it can be 9 o'clock at night, I might prepare that dough. And then in the morning, as it has risen already, it's in my skillets, and then I pop it into the oven. And so early in the morning, I have the bread already done. I also like to soak my lentils. I soak my beans. I soak chopping up everything. So that's like my prep day, right? Where I'm feeding the starter, I'm soaking the beans, soaking the lentils, cutting up the garlic, the pepper, the onions, tomatoes, turmeric, whatever type of ingredients I'm going to use to cook. That's what I want to do the day before. Now, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm building to this. Some days, some weeks are better than others, but this is what I do for my preparation. And then I also like to make about 3 different proteins. So this week I did a fish, I did ground turkey, and I also did chicken breast. I love those because they feed my whole family. The chicken breast is high in protein. I love turkey, and I love salmon. So they all have great health benefits. They nourish my whole family. They're good sources of protein. So as we go into fall, into more of the warmer foods. I'm really big on my sauteed kale. And roasted vegetables. Really big on my collard greens. I'm really big on my sweet potatoes, like I said. So a lot of roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, lentil soup, bean burgers, zucchini I love as well, kind of putting a vegetable soup together, but staying with the proteins, the lean proteins, the turkeys, the ground fish, not the ground fish, the salmon. Now with my fats, I still eat a high healthy fat diet. So I'm getting that from my avocados, the nuts, the seeds, the olive oil, still getting that in. I'm not getting it in so much through the animal sources. Chicken breast is really lean. It doesn't have a lot of fat in, but I can still make that up with my avocados, with my olive oil, with the nuts and seeds. I have that every day. Okay, so my next meal, I'm going to have some nuts and some seeds before I go to bed, which leads me to my next tip. The sun sets a lot sooner. I find effective for me is eating while it is light, while it is still day. Okay. I don't like to eat late at night. I don't like to eat when the sun goes down because I feel like food is fuel, and I need fuel to move throughout the day, not to sleep. So I want my fuel to be, I want my fuel to fuel me throughout my day. Okay. At night, I don't necessarily need fuel like I do during the day. So I try to adjust my time. Okay. And then I move up gradually back up to about 5:30. So that's how I do mine. That's how I transition into fall. That's how I eat during the colder months, right? With the soups, the sourdough bread, the chilies, the food that's in season, the collard greens, turnip greens, all of the greens. I love them. The beans, the lentils, bean burgers, all those types of things. That's how I do my fall. Now, I also like to make this cereal, and it's like a keto cereal or a low carb cereal, and I use almond flour with this. I also put some protein powder in there. You can put flaxseed, hemp hearts in there. If you want to put an alternative sweetener or stevia or monk fruit or whatever, you can do that, but you don't have to, because if the protein is already sweetened, you don't have to add anything to it. And then I add an coconut oil to kind of get it nice and molded together, flatten it out, bake it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at about 350. And then I crush that up. I make it up into like little squares or whatever, crumble it up, and I have my own cereal. Now I have this with nuts, I have this with mixed berries, and I have it with oat milk. I absolutely love it because I don't have to turn the stove on in the morning, and it has lots of fat already to start my day. The carbs that I'm getting from it is from the chia seed and the mixed berry, and I have it with my coffee alternative, my mushroom coffee, my shroom brew, and I'll take a picture of that so you can see that as well. So that has been my new transition, my new meal into the new season. So I have that, and then I'll share some other pictures of my lunch. I think for lunch today I had lentil soups. I've already started going to the soup. I have my sourdough bread. I had a salad today, and then I also had some watermelon. So I have 2 watermelon that are still in the garden that we have to eat. So again, it's during that transition time where the things that we were eating, I still have some tomatoes to harvest. So that's more salads. But as we transition into fall, I go into more the more savory dishes that are still have that volume that we talked about, still have that fiber that we talk about, still have that fat that we talk about as well. But I just shifted over to, or apply that to the fall foods. And then in addition to that, instead of eating at night while it's dark, I eat while it is still day. Okay, because again, I believe for me, it works because I don't want to go to bed with food, my food digesting. I want my body to be focusing on recovering, rebuilding my brain, my muscles. I want my body to be recovering, not digesting. So that is why I make sure that I eat while it is day. I eat at about 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, depending on what's going on. Sometimes I have an earlier appointment, sometimes I don't, but around that time is where I eat. Okay, so I'm eating about 10 to 12 hours, and then I'm fasting for about sometimes 12, sometimes 14, sometimes 15, depending on the day as well. So I do like to apply some intermittent fasting. I like to do this because it gives the body a break. I like to do it because it also helps to tune in spiritually. I like to do this because it is also a mental game changer. When you're always thinking about food, it really shows you yourself. So I like to apply fasting, not just for the health benefits and the healing benefits, but also for the spiritual and the emotional benefits as well. All right, so I told you this video was going to be short. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video and not yet subscribed, please go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and that notification bell. So the next time I upload a video, you will be among the first to be notified. For those of you who've already subscribed, thank you for being a part of this community. I really appreciate it. You are the source of my inspiration. So please keep coming back and please keep growing on your journey. Let's elevate wellness together. Until next time, live beautiful.